All right, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Huddle. You brought to you by Romo Athletics and powered by the Rolla Athletic Booster Club. I'm your host, Tom Brown, and joined today virtually again, we got Coach Derek Heflin. What's going on, Coach?
Not much, not much. How you doing?
Doing good. Hey, before we get started, again, we always like to give a shout out to those great sponsors you got that come up and provide that team meal. What was the team meal tonight?
We had it was provided by In Motion Dance Studio. Megan Zika provided we actually had breakfast. We had pancakes and sausage, and then Home Sweet Home Katie Rask provided the dessert, and then Sonic has always provided the water. Great meal. Breakfast last week paid off really well, so hopefully that trend continues this week coming up.
That's right. And we told those boys at that game time, we said, dude, when we tell you we want you to leave it on the field, we don't mean all on the field, but apparently a couple kids thought maybe otherwise, huh?
Yeah, I think we had. I don't know what happened. That was rough because I don't deal well with that. But it was good. Everybody got out. Got back in the game, so it was good to go. Now it's funny to laugh about, but yeah, it was not funny.
I tell you, it was a great day having an 11 a.m. game. Haven't, like I said, I think they said since the 90s or something like that, or I can't remember what it was.
94. It was the semifinal game against Excelsior Springs. I was in third grade. I was on the hill playing, and it snowed a little bit. Travis Miles came in at the end of the game, threw a touchdown pass. But yeah, that was the 12-1 team, and there's a lot of dudes, and it was. I didn't realize that till they said that. In the pregame, and that was kind of cool. So, I was a little kid on the hillside. Drew was the manager, and it was, Coach Miles and all those guys. That was cool.
Yeah, that's great. Great event. Great. Like I said, the parents came together, kind of made breakfast that morning, and you did a nice job. You said, "Hey, let's make it early so we have time to get back in our routine." Tried not to change up stuff, even though we had 11 a.m. start time instead of the 7 p.m. So parents, man, they got the Blackstones out. We had a whole big fun morning, and then it got a little warm out there on that field, didn't it?
Yeah, no, the forecast, the weatherman lied, but no, the parents did a great job. We appreciate all the support. Those parents that get the food ready every Thursday night, and those guys that came out, they beat me here. I think I pulled in about 6 a.m. and they were already lined up here getting everything going. So that was awesome, and that means a lot. And I know the boys, they're high school boys, so they might always not say thank you the way, but they really appreciated it. And it was a good start to the day, and we got into our normal routine, and it paid off well.
I tell you what a game, what a performance for the first home game of the season. Again, with the change of the conference and everything, a lot of different looks. Finally got to our home game. Again, 11 a.m. game on a Saturday. Kelly comes up from down in the Boot Hill, big long drive, stayed the night before, had that morning. And holy cow, the Bulldogs came out to play, didn't they?
Yeah, on film we thought, that it would be a little closer. They had played it, some good games, the defense came out, got a stop, and then CP took the wind out of the sails pretty quick. That was we had watching film. I'd noticed that they left their offensive line into be the punt team, and they had some big old boys. That was true, and I thought if they would kick the ball to him, we just set up a wall and let him go to work. And the defense, it was 3 and out. He goes and makes a play, and then it's 7-0 real quick, and then it was deja vu all over again. They go out, get the stop, and I think the first one was 60-something yards, and I think the second one was 78. And then the third time they punted, it went onto the soccer field, and that's where it should have went, I thought. And it was a good start. Our defense kept doing what our defense was doing. CP did a great job. Our special teams did a good job there, because then I think after the third touchdown, we get the fumble recovery and take over on the 8, and that it was 28-0 in a blink. And those guys came out ready. They were prepared. It was something where I was hoping we could work on some more stuff offensively, getting more of a flow, work on some things. We only attempted one pass with the varsity in, but like I said, it snowballed so quick, and CP took the wind out of their sails, and the defense just drove it through them. And then I think we pulled the starters with about 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter, just because it was, we were up 48-0. You don't want to get anybody injured, and at that point it's about showing class and playing football the right way, and it was good. We got some JV guys, some reps. We got some stuff filmed for them, and things for them to clean up and do. But they went out there and made some plays offensively, and then defensively they held the shutout, and that was the big thing. Those older guys are on the sidelines, saying, "Hey, it's your job. Go get this shutout." And we didn't get a shutout last year, so it's been a while since I think Rollins gotten a shutout. No matter whether you're playing a Class 2 or 3 team or a Class 6 team, getting a shutout's a big deal, and it takes all those guys doing it. And defensively, we're doing some really good things, and we're going to get tested tomorrow night for sure. But I think those guys are up for the test.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So we come back. Real quick. We'll just recognize CP there, man. He's the Big Lots big dog for week 3, man. I'm up there announcing, and when that first one happened, pretty excited because nobody's kicked a CP this year.
Yeah.
He had his opportunity, made it, and when they kicked him again, we're like, did they really just do that?
Yeah.
I went nuts with the whole lightning. They say lightning doesn't strike twice, and it just did. It was a lot of fun, man. Congratulations, CP. Thanks, Brian, for the sponsor on that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was that was big. A lot of fun with the boys on that. We talked before in the pregame the day before on last Friday about the size that they had. Like you said, they got big boys, a big line. But right from the get-go, it's like our kids understood that, hey, it's time to make this happen, and man, they just handled it both on offense and defense. We pushed that line. We completely dominated the line. That was probably on average 40 pounds on average, bigger than ours.
I mean, they had a couple guys. I think they had their center was over 300 pounds. I think the guards were over 250. And we're not. I don't think we have a guy that starts or plays that's over 245. Our Jakari might be 250. So and he's a sophomore. Our guys are more on playing with technique and speed, and we're getting better. We're getting stronger. Those things are happening, but right now that's not maybe our strong suit. But we were able to come up with a good defensive game plan, and it puts those guys in a position where they can be successful, and they did a great job. And like I said, they got after it, and then it was good to see the offense start clicking and moving. And like I said, I think the first drive was 3 plays, second drive was 1 play. And it was just click, click, kick. I think the third drive, I think we ran 1 play and then hit Cam with the touchdown pass. So I mean, things were working, things were going good. It's one of those things where you'd like to get a little more work, but at that point, it's about showing class and being good winners. And that was what I was talking to kids. When was the last time you guys ever got to be on the other side of a turbo clock? We were close last year with Hillcrest. And, last year at Parkview, we just couldn't get a stop to get it to that point. So those things are things that are good to build on, get everybody experience. And it's good to have a confidence boost for our guys because we're getting into a tough stretch of our schedule that's really going to dictate, where we end up in our district, because our district's absolutely loaded. So every week matters. And this week's very interesting. Going to Arkansas, I wasn't for sure how it was going to work. And then we found it in Misha that Misha makes the determination of if we get bonus points, don't get bonus points. So I guess we'll find out once we put the score in the mission tomorrow night how all that works. But we just got to go take care of business and do things the right way. And Mountain Home's going to be a really good football team. Yeah,
so you bring up Mountain Home. Of course, you got Steve Airy, man. He's a legend in the coaching world. Every program he would go to was a rebuild. I mean, he built them up, and they're going to be tough. They're going to be hard-nosed, and they're going to hit the weight room. So what does game film show you about Mountain Home?
Everything you just said. And I've coached against Coach Airy at every place I've been. So Houston, Salem, Waynesville. He retired when I went to Washington and then went down to Arkansas. And it's a funny story. I was sitting at a coach's clinic with 2 guys, next to 2 guys from Arkansas when he got hired, and there was a little connection, and we started talking, and they said how bad Mountain Home was, and this guy named Steve Airy just got the job, and I said, hey, I don't know what Mountain Home's been. I don't even know where Mountain Home, Arkansas is, but they're about to be really good at football. And when you watch it on film, it's the same teams he had at Willow. It's the same teams he had at Ava or Mountain Grove and West Plains. They've been in the weight room. They're fundamentally sound, and they're going to play hard. But those are the things we're trying to do here with our guys. And, defensively, we've been able to do those things this year. We've been a lot more fundamentally sound. We've run the ball. We've played hard. And offensively, we're getting things going and getting there. And, his offensive coordinator was actually at Mountain View Liberty so Coach Hugh's got a lot of experience with these guys. He was the head coach down there for 20-something years, and had them rolling at the end. When I was at Houston and Salem, they would get to seem like the semifinals, the quarterfinals, and lose to Lamar every year. But they had some good teams. So they've got a good coaching staff, and you can tell there's some stuff we've gotten and defensively, I think we've got a good game plan. It's just our kids have got to go play, and you got to be able to match their physicality, and that's going to be the big thing. And they're going to be physical for 48 minutes, and it's all those things that we stress to our kids all the time. So it's nothing new. It's just going to be coming a little quicker. And they're a Class 6 team in Arkansas. Last year I think they were 6-6. And this year I'm not for sure how it all works, but from all the stuff I've read online, they're a top 5 team in Class 6 down there. So it's going to be a big atmosphere. It's going down to Arkansas. It'll be a new experience for all of us to play a game. I don't know the last time Ronald left the state of Missouri to play a football game, if we ever have. So that's something that'll be a good experience for our kids. We bucked up the penny and got the charter buses. So, Drew was really excited because it gets him back to those old days of Coach Miles when I was in high school and you got to ride the charter bus. But it'll be a good experience for our kids, and it's going to build us to make us stronger for our districts. They're going to be a good team, and like I said, I think we can match with them. It's just going to be about making sure we're all on the same page, doing the same thing, and doing the right thing for 48 minutes.
So what's the day going to look like tomorrow? Again, big part we talked about having that routine and everything, and got a long drive ahead of you.
Yeah,
so.
We're going to get out about I think we leave here about 12:30 or as quick as we can, and then we're going to stop at West Plains, get out, walk around, give the kids a bathroom break, eat something, and then head down and hopefully get there between 4:30 and 5, and then get in our normal routine. So it'll be nice. I think looking at the film, the facilities are nice down there. It's a lot of those northern Arkansas teams, have indoor facilities, have things that are starting to come up into Southwest Missouri. You look at the COC, I think just about everybody that was in the old COC, has those indoor facilities, has those state-of-the-art weight rooms, has all those things. So it'll be an eye-opening experience for our kids. But, it's one of those things where it just comes down to when you put those pads on, doing your job and getting after it for 48 minutes. And hopefully that 3-hour bus ride on the way home is enjoyable and we come out with a victory.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a lot of fun for the boys. Excited for it. It's going to be great competition. Again, I'd put up there YouTube. I think it's Bomber Sports Network.
Yeah.
Will have the game live streamed. I assume both radio stations are going down. I'm not sure on that. 104.9 ESPN and then 104.5. Sonny, I'm assuming they're going to be down.
I think Mikey said Sonny was going down. I hadn't heard what ESPN was. I would assume those guys are going down there too. I mean, we have good support there, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of people travel down there. It's about 3 hours, so it's similar to back in the old days when Joplin was in the conference. So having to make that trip, and it's just down 63 rather than taking 44.
Yeah, that'll be good. All right, well, good luck on that. Before we go, I want to just again identify some of our sponsors that we've added into the show. Again, we got Dan Collier. We know he's not just a good neighbor; he's a great neighbor. I'm glad to have him from State Farm on there. Phelps County Bank, again, 100% employee owned. PC, they're bankers by day, Bulldog fans by night. Great to have them on board. You can hit out mypcb.com to see them. Kobe Wands Skills Academy. Again, does phenomenal work doing training and everything with the boys. So great to have that. Big thanks for Big Lots for the big dog of the week. And then we're going to be adding one more sponsor on, I think, this next time. So excited for that as well. Let's see. Before we go, got one last question for you. If there was going to be a fight between a Razorback and a Jayhawk, how's it going to go?
I would assume that the Razorback wins just because I'm not. Kansas can't win anything. I'm not. I grew up when Norm Stewart was the basketball coach at Missouri, and you hate Kansas, and that's just the way it is. I don't. A Jayhawk's a bird, and I've seen some of them wild boars. I'm not messing with a Razorback. So yeah, Arkansas all the way. Hopefully not tomorrow night. Hopefully the Bulldogs can whoop a Razorback, but we'll find out.
Yeah, we got those Bombers on there, so they'll not have that Razorback thing, but just jump on that one. All right. Yeah. So For Coach Derek Heflin, I'm Tom Brown, and from Inside the Huddle to the Heart of the Game, we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.